You have tuned into the BearDown Corner with your host, Sgt Holio. Hey everybody, this is the BearDown Corner. I'm your host, Sgt Holio. Let's get you caught up from the Super Bowl weekend. All right, right to it. Cut into the chase. We had a hell of a match, but it was more Seattle that showed up on Sunday as their defense put on a historic event where they sacked Drake May 7 times, picked off for an interception, touchdown, and the Seahawks just had to run the ball on this day. Kenneth Walker got the Super Bowl MVP, 27 attempts, 135 yards on the ground, and 26 yards on 2 catches. He went from elevating himself to a 1-2 community back to taking the ball and running with it once Zach Charbonnet got injured. And he didn't look back. What a way to cap your final game of your rookie contract. Super Bowl MVP. My opinion anyway, Seattle needs to re-sign this guy. You don't let him go walk in free agency. I know you got Zach Charbonnet, but Kenneth Walker is a beast. Yes, he's more a north-south runner, but he's a beast. He works on his catching abilities. You guys got a superstar on your hands. Seattle wins 29-13. Congratulations to our Super Bowl champion, the Seattle Seahawks. And to my friend Mark, and a congratulations to him, and I hope you are enjoying this as much as anyone else. Seattle has claimed victory for the season. Now we start into the offseason. Now all the questions of what ifs and all that are going to be. And let's just start right with Seattle as we're talking about it. Clint Kubiak has taken the job as the Las Vegas Raiders' next head coach of the franchise. This comes literally hours after winning the Super Bowl as the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, and he's going to go and see if he can turn the fortunes over in Raider Nation. Some news and notes to go along with the current offseason about to unravel. You have the Colts, who are planning to open up talks with free agent to be Daniel Jones, who, let's be honest, Daniel Jones in Indianapolis is a must-do. If they don't get this done, this could be not necessarily another Sam Darnold situation, but, like, come on. Indy, you only faltered because, really, your quarterback went down. Otherwise, they probably would have made playoffs. That 8-2 record wasn't just because. So get the quarterback re-signed and go get competitive next year. Aaron Rodgers is heavily conceiving a return back to Pittsburgh. Recent reports coming out are after the endorsement from head coach Mike McCarthy. Rumor mill, all that fun stuff is basically stating he is circulating back to the thought of coming back for the 2026 season, which realistically, that's not the worst thing at all for Pittsburgh. Stability at quarterback, second year in the city, right? You built some chemistry with your wide receivers. Maybe a different outcome next year. And Kyler Murray is expected to be possibly traded this offseason, coming out of Cardinalville, where they are putting all options on the table, but he's still signed for the next couple years, I believe. 2027, 2028 is his contract year. But they're moving on from him. The Cardinals are moving on from Kyler Murray. They've had 7 years of seeing what he's like. There could be a trade market for him, though, because let's be honest, we've seen something in the NFL this year where if you have the basics down like a Davis Mills, play very simple football, right? Number 1 wide receiver, tight end 1, running back 1, that's it. Right? There can be some success. Jacoby Brissett in Arizona Cardinals, they can have some success. That's why all these former first-round pick guys who had success last season are going to be so coveted this season. Because the time it takes to develop a goddamn quarterback nowadays, some teams might start going the route of a journeyman at this point. Why, you say? You can load up on defense and get a quarterback at a fraction of the cost, like a Sam Darnold at $35 million. You put yourself in a hell of a position to win a Super Bowl. You just need competent quarterback play at the end of the day. And that is not what they were getting from Kyler Murray as he was trying to be all fancy footwork. Just go back to the basics. If you're not a pocket passer, maybe you weren't ever meant to play quarterback. Like, here's another report we come across the quarterback carousel. Derek Carr is being enticed to come out of retirement. New Orleans would trade his rights to probably whatever team. He retired because of his shoulder. But if he's feeling that year off and recovery and everything else, he could get back out and play. He's only 34. There's no reason he couldn't. He's a good quarterback. He understands things. I think he would be a great fit for a team. Like, we always want the next new fresh face, but sometimes actual good quarterback play and understanding the game broken down into the chess game that it is, that can go a long way. We just seen what Seattle did once they put stability around Sam Darnold, gave him a defense. Pretty amazing stuff, folks. Pretty amazing stuff. All right, let's wrap things into here. We got Cowboys expected to throw the franchise tag on George Pickens. That was kind of a no-brainer after his breakout season this year with them. And the Falcons are expected to release Kirk Cousins. Quarterback should find an open market somewhere. Probably just isn't going to get the 40-year mill deal anymore. And speaking of the Falcons, here is the news note of the week. Their former first-round pick from last year, who they traded up to pick 25th overall, I believe. They traded a first-round pick from the next year's draft to get this kid. He was expected to be a top 15 talent. Mr. James Reese Jr., defensive end for the Falcons, is expected to have some very issues in the legal system coming up. So him and WNBA star of whatever fucking team, I didn't get the name, but anyway, him and this girlfriend, I guess, he must have gotten an altercation from the way it sounded in the reports. He left and drove away to evade cops, crashed, and is being charged with certain domestic allegations, evading police, and tampering with evidence. So, not looking good for the young lad. And in the report, as we read, I found it interesting because you had all the, director, player personnel, all the scouts being like, we did our background check. We knew he had some issues, but we didn't expect this. How you can't ever expect this shit. You can't put some kind of, listen here, young lad, you better turn your life around. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes it takes the hard book at someone for them to realize and make changes. So I hope this kid figures it out. He might still have an NFL career ahead of him, depending what his legal issues come out of this. But man, the Falcons are just they're like the Cowboys this year with all these wonderful stories that we get to present and bring to you amazing people. But as for now, that is it. That is all. This is the BearDown Corner. I'm Sgt Holio. Thank you for tuning in as we finish up Super Bowl week and go into the off season. You can catch us here every Tuesday morning, 6 o'clock General Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Anywhere you can listen to your podcast and on YouTube. Be safe, take care, and we will catch you the next time here on the Bear Down Corner.